Ladies and gentle fam, welcome to the Queen of Fighters 2022 tournament, where today we were gonna find out who is the strongest girlfriend in the Renter family as of now, as of 20 girlfriends in the time of this recording and in the purpose of this video. So in today's video, we're gonna take a look at the strengths and sort of combat experiences, so to speak, of each of the current girlfriends, right? And especially all 20 of them, and determine who of which reigns supreme as the quote-unquote strongest girlfriend. Now, this term is quite, it's vague, so to speak, yeah. But for the purpose of this video, the term or title as the strongest girlfriend goes to the girlfriend who has the best or really good athletic prowess or combat capability. And I just wanted to mention this as well, that this is my own personal opinion, fam. So please, to how I calculate the strongest fighter, it's just how I see it. So please bear that in mind. And with that being said, I want to start off by determining already who among the girlfriends would be the combatants, or who will be the competitors for the match. Because I know that as for the moment, right, there are three events really that stand out to me, in which the family was involved in some sort of combat-like activity or scenario, not including the athletic events, right? For this example, right, and these are the maid battle royale, the soaking maid battle royale, the um, Golden Kamui reference, the sumo hot pot tournament, and there's also the 1v16 Kishika fight, and there you go. Now, first off, we have Hakuri. Hakuri, he's very cunning, right? In both of course, the seduction sense and also even at competition tactics. She's a very witty girl, very smart, and I love her for that. But in actual strength, I believe that it's not, doesn't really lean so much on that, right? Most of her tactics really include utilizing the quirks and personalities of the other girlfriends, or really keeping her out of line of fire, right? Doing things behind the scenes and all that, and that really has its strengths, as I've said. But in the strongest girlfriend category, to how I categorize it, so to speak, not so much. So I'm gonna keep her um, you know, out of this battle. Well, in theory, she is really good enough to win a war game, but on a one-on-one, as I've said, in that instance, I feel like it won't really cut it. I'm sorry, Hakari. But yeah, that same logic, or that same train of thought of mine goes for Shizuka, Chiyo, Momiji, Ako, Uto, and Mai, and just these. Look at, if you've read the manga, look at these adorable creatures. God bless their pure souls. Okay, moving on, we have Kusuri. Well, both her child and senpai form does have that range of a decent physical attribute, perfectly, really good and athletic and the like. And she would most likely, I imagine, use her potions, right? Potions to fight, and God knows what and how dangerous they are. For that reason, I'm sitting her out for now, right? Now, Hahari, I'm sure May will do the fighting for her anyways, but again, not much on the combat experience or the physical strength part, Kurumi prefers to eat, Mimimi prefers to be the trophy, and Meme is nowhere to be found. Yamame, the big sweetheart, God bless her soul, though is technically, and yes, physically, the strongest girlfriend, right? Her pacifistic heart and care for all living things would prevent her from doing any harm to living things. And with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna sit her out on this one. And now we are left with, boom! Karane, Nano, Mei, Iko, Nadi, or Nadeshiko Sensei, and Yaku and Kishika. And that being said, let's get ready to rumble. Karane, the tsundere of the family, right? Who acts sort of like a delinquent, right? Now, we get to see Karane many times, really, to see Karane's strength and it is something really to be feared and revered, essentially. The strength to protect the family, right? And she can hold her own against the leader of a tough gang. She really showcases excellent performance in all these party activities and all of the sort of combat like activities or scenarios that I've mentioned before. And she's also known to break all the bones, compound fractures. What is it again? Yeah, in Rentero's body. The Rentero, right? But thankfully, his regeneration ability kicks in quickly. Now, next up, we have Nano, the efficient AI girlfriend. Now, quite similar to Karane, I would argue that she has amazing athletic prowess, right? One could say it's textbook perfect, so to speak, or even better, I argue. But furthermore, what adds to her character, to her formula in the fight, right, is her calculating abilities, and it's about finding the most efficient path to victory, and because of that it would probably be an easy feat for her. Now this is accompanied by her really quick movements and reaction to all sorts of danger, making her capable of automatically evading attacks, which is cool, but Nano's best chance at winning really would be to outsmart her opponents, something quite similar to Hakuri's scheming. Miscalculation, though, is highly unlikely, but we get to see some moments sometimes where there were errors on her end as well. Next is May, the maid who is willing to push the limits for Hakuri, Rentaro, and members of the Rentaro family. Now, fam, we get to see that she is tough enough to survive along the serious ascetic training along with Iku in that one chapter, right? And her power really lies in the order, right? We get to see her unlock another layer to her potential, increase of stamina, increase of speed, strength, and so on. Moving on, next we have, God bless her soul, Iku, the matchless masochist whose damage absorption rate is on a whole new level, really. Now, Iku, fam, as a baseball club member, she has her fair share of really amazing athletic prowess and capabilities, amazing stamina, strength, and durability, especially durability. A truly a tough opponent, so to speak, And in combat, well, I imagine Iku would just be taking all the damage and sort of like a tank of sorts, and it would take hours, dare I say days, until you could take her down. And you'd also have to consider her own athletic prowess. I feel like I've said it already. Yeah, I did. In the Sumo Arc event when she displayed a great deal of strength against Rentaro. But I do have to say that I'm guessing that she would love to defend more than just launch an attack. Moving on, we have the symbol of justice, the symbol of peace, Dashiko, or Nadi Sensei. You have the freedom to call her whatever you want. Now, on the surface, you may think to yourselves, well, how could this free-spirited American-Japanese teacher fare in a fight? Well, Nadi's background as this girl who has all sorts of Japanese practices drilled into her surprised us fans when we learned that she's also very good at kendo. In the match against Kishika, Kishika acknowledged how accurate Nadi's strikes are, or how well it was. Furthermore, there's also to consider her main weapon, so to speak, which is the Justice Lasso. Now, well, for that, let's just say that we really don't get to see much usage of it other than for the comedic bits, right? And I don't know how exactly good she is at it, but that the equipment chapter with her and May, things got scary. But yeah, while she has that good sword technique going on for her, I feel like, her overall strength, not performance, right? Her overall strength is around the same as with Karanes or Nanos or even Ikos, so to speak. Next up, we have Iaco, the War Veteran. Despite her age and appearance, she still retains her agility and athletic prowess. I keep saying that word, wow. Word of the day, athletic prowess. Now, dodging swings from Kishika's strikes and maneuvering through military-grade obstacle courses with ease, That's amazing. And what puts Yaku in another league than the rest of the girlfriends really is the amount of experience. Experience from being involved in, from her experience in the wartime, right? So she knows her way around the battlefield. Yeah. This also means that, yeah, she also knows her way around the fight, and she puts that to her advantage, right? Plus, as a Yakuzen, as someone from the same family as Kusuri's, she's also very good at making all sorts of concoctions, potions, and the like. And yeah, who knows what her specialties are, so to speak. And finally, we have, of course, can't forget the pampered knight Kishika, the girlfriend who soloed 16 girlfriends in a kendo match. Now, though she didn't want due to some cunningness from Hakuri, like mother like daughter, you know. Um her performance from that chapter alone was really truly outstanding, right? She was able to take down Iku with ease, outspeed Nano's attack. She was able to take down fended off incoming attacks from Karane and Mei both at once at the same time, and she also wiped out the incoming attacks from five girlfriends, Nadi and Yaku included. And so, it's really looking as if Kishika is the strongest, right? Well, you also have to consider Kishika's weak point for easily going into the melty, mommy pampered mode, right? And gets all baby face and the like. Now, to make things simpler, I made a chart right there so you can see their power levels, the strengths, and their weaknesses simply, compressed and condensed. Now, for Karna, I put her in an A tier because, pretty good. Same with Nano. Nano's though is a minus because I feel like Karne was much more stronger. Mei is an A, pretty much the same as Karne, but I feel like an A minus as well, the same as Nano's. Iku B tier, Nadi B tier as well. Yaku A tier, and Kishika as an A tier. For their strengths, Karane really strong, pure core strength and the like. For Nanos, her smartness, her tactics, her cunningness and the like. For Mace, it's the stronger by the order. For Iku's defense and durability. For Nadi's Jack in the Box, meaning that who knows what she's also capable of, for Yako, it's her life experience. Kishika, her kendo experience. And for the weaknesses, for Karana, you have emotions. It's a double-edged sword, right? And I say this because there are times when her emotions really get the best of her. At times, yeah. Either it can make her really strong or make her, take a misstep or something. Now, for Nano, it's the room for error. May's order to stop, and I say this because a lot of times we get to see May at her nature of following orders, right? We get to see her sort of have that order to stop, and like sort of like restrictions, you could say that, yeah. For Iko, she likes to keep the fight going on, so yeah, there's at this point there's gonna be no winner. For Yaku, it's the uninitiatedness in modernization, being unfamiliar with a lot of the modern times, modern things, and the like. And for Kishika, it's her quick melt head pat mommy mode. By this point, I also gotta ask you, fam, who have made it this far into this video. First of all, thank you very much for listening to me, for listening to this. Really appreciate it. And second of all, leave in the comments who do you think is the strongest girlfriend in the Rentero family. And with that being said, let's get on with this, right? Based on the chart that I've shown you, the semi-finalists for the tournament, right, are Karane, Mei, Yaku, and Kishika. Now, I eliminated Nadi, Iku, and Nano because I felt like their weaknesses could be a huge factor, contributing factor as to what could drive them to a loss, right? To lose. Now, for the finalists, I gotta go with, drumroll please, Karane and Yaku. And I eliminated Mei because, she could really take greater strides if she were to be ordered. But again, in the many times that we see her in action, she's only as good as she can, right? But not at its fullest unless she is ordered to, right? For Kishika's, well, the weakness for some headpats, yeah, that's a big factor. Now, without further ado, pa, between Karane and Yaku, which between them is the strongest girlfriend in the Renter family? And honestly, this is a tough one, even for me to really decide. Imagining them sparring together and create all sorts of these thoughts and scenarios that come to mind about this, about their capabilities, it gets jumbled. But the strongest girlfriend in the Renter family, I had to, I really had to go with Karane on this one. Because, fam, this, yes, despite losing in some of the family competitions, right, she still has that core strength of hers, the pure strength, combined with her combative experiences. Now that she's gained them over the chapters of this manga, over the course of the journey of the series, well, that makes her really, really good, really, really strong as well. So yeah, this really concludes to make her the queen of fighters in the Renter family. For Yaku, yes, I did in fact factor in as to how she's so experienced, but she's still pretty athletic in her state as well. But what landed the blow was the unmatched strength against Karane, right? If you notice a lot of the moments where we see Yaku in action, right, as of the moment, we get to see that she's really good with her mobility and the like. But really, yeah, mobility as in she likes to evade a lot of things, right? We didn't get to see her land a strike or blow, so to speak. Maybe it's because she's too strong that she's afraid to injure the younger ones. That could be a theory, but who knows? I don't know. A lot of things go on in this manga, and I'm really curious and excited to try to unlock and solve all of them. Right? This is just part of the iceberg, my friends, fam. Now, as I've said, going back to what I said, this principle of a lot of different factors that come into play really goes for all of the members of the Rentero family. As I've stated in my Hyakuno girlfriend prediction list, maybe a martial artist girlfriend could appear in the near future, and then she would be the quote-unquote strongest girlfriend in the Rentero family. But yeah, that would be sick, that would be awesome, I would love that. But a delinquent one, it would be better in my opinion as well. But yeah, that's just me. I'm sorry, getting off track. Now, there you have it, fam. Karane, in my opinion, Karane is the strongest girlfriend in the Renter family as of this moment, as of 20 girlfriends in the Renter family of the series. And with that being said, take care, family.